Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel from a different location. Well, actually it's in the same house but just in a different room, and that's because the sun is shining and I wanted to sit in the sun, and I thought, you know what, might as well make most of it. In England we don't always we're not always this lucky, so I'm making the most of it. And of course there's Buddha in the back, so I thought this would be kind of a nice setting to go for. Right, so let's see what we get for the midweek reading. What is coming up? This morning, I just finished a yoga class, so I've just come out of the class, and I straight away, and I think because I was like calm, and that's why I felt like, okay, it's time to do a reading. So I came straight away, and actually no, I had a snack on the way. And I was snacking a lot, and that's because there is a certain emotion that is bubbling up and trying to come up, and it needs to be faced. So I'm gonna have to journal. But right, the first card that we get is the Chariot, which means an opportunity is coming. Yeah, so watch out for an opportunity coming your way. Maybe it's gonna come in the next couple of days, very soon actually, probably because you're stuck. And this opportunity is there to help you make a certain decision and guide you in that decision. So I'm going to share a couple of things. Those of you who are in transition of career, transitioning from a relationship to singlehood, from singlehood to relationship, whatever transition phase you're in, what to do about it, how do we navigate it. A lot of people are in transition at the moment, mainly because we are in quite a interesting month, right? March. I know, that I've talked about this astrology of the month and how it's going to impact us, and this is why I'm trying to do more readings, because things are going to change day by day. And so the one thing I want to share is that today I felt like there was a certain emotion really bubbling up, and the way it surfaced was, I have an automatic car and it's got sensors in it, and I was just driving, and the car, literally the automatic sensors alerted me that there was an object in front of my car when I was on this road, not going fast or anything, and it kind of stopped, but there was no object. So I don't know what the sensors picked up on. There was no animal, nothing. It was then basically an empty road, and I just couldn't work out. There wasn't a stone. I even checked. Nothing like that. So I was like, why is the sensor stopping? But the interesting thing was the response that the car kind of stopping elicited in me. I felt so angry. I felt so angry. I was like, gosh, I was doing the right thing. I was in control. I was going the right way. I did. The first thing that came up in my mind was, stop trying to control me. I'm telling this to my car, and I officially thought, literally, I've lost it if I'm telling my car to stop trying to control me. But it's quite a significant thing to note, because it's telling me actually that the underlying emotion that came up that needs to be released is that I feel controlled in some part of my life, whether that is perceived control or you're actually controlled. And it elicited quite a lot of childhood memories, and certain things where I felt like, gosh, I don't want to be controlled, I felt almost like tingles in my shoulders, I was like, just get off me, kind of that kind of feeling. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but it's almost like I felt like there was when I feel controlled or restricted, my shoulders tend to feel tight, and the back of my shoulder feels really tight as well. And that's the feeling that I was getting in that moment. So the way I tackled that was, oh my God, in my car, I just screamed. I really screamed. I allowed myself this space to truly just kind of let it all out, There are several ways to do it, but if you are in a car, that's actually a pretty good way to do it when it's stopped on the side. I did stop on the side and do it. And I was just screaming, like no one was there, you know, I knew that no one was going to come there, so I could just scream out whatever this emotion was eliciting, and it was a release. And after that, I went to the yoga class, and things were still in my mind. Like, I was like, gosh, what am I meant to do about this? I was still feeling like, but I felt better. I feel better, right? So I felt like, gosh, this is something I need to address. And I feel like it's not completely over, but it's like kind of purging. It almost felt a bit like breath work, like, because I was going like, like, you know, like it's kind of like the way you're releasing is very much like coming from. Actually, that's a good question. Check where it's coming from. Which part of your body is it coming from? Is it from your sacral, the root, heart? Is it coming from your heart? And it's not going to be surprising that if you start to cry, because which like dominant chakra it's coming from, or the part of your body it's coming from, it's telling you exactly the situation that requires releasing, right? So yeah, so I was getting that. I was getting this really emotional build-up that came, and I was just like, okay, it needs to be released. And then it was all better. And then afterwards, what my mind did was connected that emotion to every past scenario that was like, that had elicited that same emotion. And it came with different people, and I was like, gosh, what have I done? I've opened this can of worms. I've opened this book with, you know, this reference point that I just found, but now I'm seeing that there's more and more. And the thing is, usually when you address the root cause, that it's linked with this emotion, perhaps it happened for the first time in childhood at this point, and once you release it, the subsequent like people that you know, the thing that it occurred with can also be eliminated, as long as you eliminate whatever the root cause was. So then you're not impacted as much in the future. That situation won't repeat, you know, or if it does repeat, you are equipped with the right skills and just the right, like, you know, mindset even to address it in a healthy way. Because otherwise it will keep bubbling up and your body would suffer. Your body would hold on to those emotions. But in order to release it, that's the best way to do it. As I had mentioned previously, I had like water infections for so long. And I realized that I was holding on to this. It has to do a lot to do with conditioning. Conditioning in childhood as an... I'm not saying my parents were great. It's not necessarily to do with parents. It's more like the cultural, right? Like how, and this doesn't even have to necessarily just be one culture. It can also be just as women, you know, we carry a lot. We carry a lot in our wombs, and since that is where your creativity lies, often that is where the blocks can also occur. So how to release them, there's several practices that you can do. Reiki healing, intense journaling, breath work, and all of these practices are going to help you release it bit by bit. So yeah, but you have to know what is actually causing it, you know, where is it coming from. And this is why I recommend looking up the chakra system, or you can always book a session with me. This is where we determine it, and I tell you exactly what the root cause might be and what exactly is it indicating, and how can we once and for all try and eradicate it so that that ailment doesn't occur anymore, you know. But anyways, you are going to get an opportunity this week. An opportunity is going to come that is going to clarify certain things for you. Yeah. Okay. Right, that dropped, but I'm going to take this. Okay, Seven of Voices, Seven of Swords. This is often like not the best card in tarot, and it's to do with some sort of deception and some sort of like trickery, maybe something lying. That's what it indicates, Seven of Voices. So the word that I get here is illusion. There's some sort of illusion that is coming up. Okay, what is the illusion? Two of Materials. Illusion about making a choice between two things. Okay. Two of materials, Two of Pentacles. Making a choice between two things, that's what the illusion is. It feels like you have to choose between two things. And it feels like you don't want to make this decision because... Okay, I got the message. So, you're delaying making a decision about something because you think it's going to hurt someone else. That's why you're not making the decision. Leaving a relationship, for example. You don't want to leave this relationship. Could be business relationship, could be romantic relationship, friendship. You don't want to hurt this person because you don't want to hurt this person, which is what is delaying you making that choice, making that decision, stepping into your power. You can't step into your power because you feel like you're going to hurt this other person. And maybe it's like a family member close to you. You feel like if you honestly spoke your truth, what you felt, stepped into your power, you're going to leave them behind. That's a big fear. Trust me, faced it. It's a big fear that comes up. But often it comes at the expense of you storing that indecision in your body and living day to day not in alignment with yourself, with your work, whatever it is. You don't live in alignment. Yeah, that's what I get. And the illusion here that is coming up is you feel like that person's going to be heartbroken. They're going to never recover or something. You know, you just feel like, gosh, I really feel like if I left, then, this is what is going to happen. That's what is really stopping you from making a decision. It's debilitating. Yeah. And we do get Knight of Voices, which is Knight of Swords. It's a fast moving card. We do get a white horse. Speaking truth. White, the color white I kind of associate with some level of purity and even truth. Purity and truth. So the truth is going to come to surface no matter what. Knight of Swords. And fast, actually. It's moving quite fast. Things are moving fast. Yeah. As in, you are being propelled to make that decision quite soon. 10 of Emotions, 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, you're being kind of pushed in the direction of making that decision. And that's because perhaps you created a vision board, you created a scripting letter or something like that, did a manifestation technique of wanting a certain kind of life. Now that certain kind of life is being delivered to you because you've been so good with your practice, or even if not, you've just been good at not letting the doubt creep in. And since you've been good with that, there's just this one thing that is holding you back. But on the other side of all of this lies your ultimate happiness, everything that you have ever wanted to come through. It's leading you on the path of a wonderful, perhaps, marriage to the right person, perhaps the exact job that you've always been looking for. Just the best single life. Any of those things. It could be any of those things. All of that lies after this illusion is lifted off. But an opportunity is coming soon, so that's going to help you eliminate this fogginess that you're in, right? It's going to tell you exactly what to do next. 4 of Emotions, 4 of Cups. Okay. You're focusing way too much on what's not working and what you need to do and what actions you need to take. It's draining your energy, to be honest. Yeah, it's draining your energy. Even if you need to make a big decision about something, it's truly draining your energy. That it's almost perhaps the message I get is it's leading you to perhaps even take advantage of the people around you as dumping stuff on them, kind of you have a lot of emotions, but you're saying the same story again and again with the people around you, so that because they are your friends or they're just good listeners, they won't necessarily say anything to you, but you're putting a lot of emotions on them, it seems like. Yeah. And that's truly blocking your life force, which is the Empress card. It was reversed. But how beautiful is this card? I think it's stunning. Your creative force is blocked. Yeah, your creative force is blocked at the moment. The wheel, but things are going to turn. Things are going to turn very soon. I think we have... what is the next astrological transit that's coming up? I think it's next week. We have the partial lunar eclipse. Ah, perfect. Okay, so the Devil card is reversed, which means you're coming out of addictions or past behavior, past ways of thinking, limiting beliefs. Yeah, you're coming out of that. Often we think that... that you're going to hurt this person. But, even in my past relationships, that perhaps at the times where, I felt like I wasn't chosen in a relationship or anything like that. Now that I think about it, I really feel grateful, because that was never the right person. It was never the right person. It never felt right. I've always had a relationship in the past based on an egoic thing. Egoic thing being, do we have the same interests? Are we both successful? This power couple type of dynamic, I've had all of these ways of thinking, when actually what I truly ever wanted was a resonance with the soul, right? It doesn't matter what profession or anything like that, it's more about how does that person lead their life? What are their values? And just resonance at a deeper level, and where you feel safe, right? Those should be kind of the main criteria, right? For a relationship or a long-term relationship that you're looking for. But often it's been based on these egoic perceptions. And I think it takes time to really go through a growth process, a spiritual learnings and lessons to truly discover what you are actually wanting. So that's what I'm getting here, that you're letting go of all these past limitations, limiting beliefs, the behaviors, the people that you have selected from the past, careers that you may have selected in the past based on your egoic, just egoic, what's the word? Your egoic desires, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. This is a journey of life. But now that you're aware, it just doesn't work in the same way. It's just not going to work in the same way. You're going to pick different things. You're going to know, actually, as soon as you see something, you'll know. Whether that's a person, an opportunity perhaps is coming. Often a certain opportunity gets disguised because we have certain egoic perceptions. Oh, well, maybe this is the type of person that you want. Maybe they look a certain way. Maybe it's a certain job with a high status. Anything like that. But this time, you'll just know it in your soul. Now that I think about it, there are times in the past, like any of my previous jobs, I've always had the inkling that I'm going to get it right before I got it. Even before during the interview stage or anything like that, I've just always known I'm going to get this, and that knowing, that intuitive knowing, that guidance system that's telling you something, it's really important to listen to that, because you'll know a lot of the times. Perhaps you've had that as well, before you maybe you applied to a certain job, or a job just came out of nowhere towards you, or you finished an interview. You just know it's gonna be that's what I get here, that you'll just know. So Temperance is also reversed here. The Devil card is reversed, but Temperance is reversed, and that's because you have been seeking balance, but the balance hasn't been coming to you precisely because of your limiting beliefs and all these illusions that are right now coming up. And these illusions of currently are to do with, I think recently we had a planet transition of Neptune being in Pisces. I think we are currently in Pisces season as well, which is a season of like spiritual growth, but also illusions itself, right? Dreamy season. You kind of can get lost in your thoughts. It can be used as a way of deep imagining, or it can lead to some level of escapism and illusions. So that's what I'm getting here. Use your discernment to ground yourself in this time, because in order to navigate it, you're going to need higher level of grounding, because this illusion is around you, right? Like I said, with the Seven of Swords or Seven of Voices. Great. Okay. Yeah, those are the messages I get. Let's do one last card from this deck. What do we get here? What is the last message we need to know? Spirits. Let's get it. Creative blocks. Totally resonating with this. If you are an artist of any kind, you can offer all work to the divine, making it God's alone. I offered this for the highest good to the benefit of the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. Yeah. Oh, I notice a bee underneath there. I've been seeing bees a lot lately. And yeah, I'm still trying to work out what exactly they mean for me. But literally I've been seeing bees everywhere. And like even like I was in the car, and the back of the car there was a sticker of a bee, and I was like, yeah, there's something about it. Yeah, if you know anything about bees, what do they mean? What is the significance and the meaning behind it? Do let me know in the comments below. If not, I'm gonna Google it and see exactly what's happening, or like try and search somewhere to get an idea what the bees are trying to tell me. Right, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you in the next one.